well. Yeah, as usual, a few technical difficulties. Let me just get in the centre of the screen so you can actually see me. How are we all doing? It is our coronation special tonight. I don't have anything particularly coronation related or festive around me. I apologise for that. But we do have a bit of a coronation inspired or themed project tonight, and I also have a couple of little prizes up for offer, just to celebrate the weekend and to celebrate the fact that we're having a massive sale on at the moment. So I'll just give everybody a little bit of chance to find us because, like I say, I am dramatically late to the party this evening because of a few technical issues. So we'll give everybody a chance to join in. I'm just going to make sure that we are all up and running and live. Ah, there we are. Here I am. Hello, I can see myself. And welcome. I can see people are starting to drop in now. I hope that you're all okay. Do say hello because that is how you're going to enter our competition today. So, like I said, hello Laura, how are you? Although we don't have anything particularly coronation-y in the background or any kind of decorations, I did want to do something that was a little bit in honour of the coronation. Whether you are somebody who's going to be watching it and really enjoying it or not, I do think that the whole event and the pageantry and the celebration side of things can only really be a positive thing for us all. So I know some people are not big fans of the royal family. This isn't intended to be in any way, either one way or the other, I guess. This is really just to celebrate the fact that we're having a bank holiday, I suppose. So, and it's National Scrapbook Day tomorrow, is it? Well, Laura, I did not realise that, and I should have known that. So, happy National Scrapbook Day. And that's a really good point, Laura, because we do actually have some really good scrapbook items in our sale this weekend. So the sale is, you'll see on the website that we've got a section that is dedicated to the coronation. It's called the Coronation Collection. These are not coronation themed stamps and dies. They are just some of your favourite stamps and dies, but with a huge 70% off. And I came up with the 70% off because it's 70 years since the last coronation, so it seemed to make sense that we would do that. So it is on those selected items, but there's some great ones in there, some great scrapbooking options in there as well. So if you are celebrating National Scrapbook Day tomorrow, then you should definitely have a look in there. We also have some other stamps and dies. Dies in particular feature very heavily in the sale. So because I'm very conscious that dies tend to be the most expensive purchase a lot of the time. So to have a really good reduction on those items really is helpful, especially if you've had your eye on some for a while. So 70% off, a die set is huge. You could potentially get a £10 die set for just £3. So I'm just going to shut this door too a little bit as well, just so that we don't hear any noise outside. Susan's already been shopping today. Hello Tanya, how are you? And yes, we're getting an extra day off work to do some crafting, which is always a bonus. So we've got lots of things to celebrate. We've got National Scrapbooking Day, we've got the coronation tomorrow, we've got the fact that we've got an extra bank holiday, and we've got a fabulous sale as well. So, and on top of all of that, just for watching today and dropping me a little hello, you will be entered into a prize draw, and there are two prizes that are on offer. One of them is a stamp and die set, and I was in two minds how to do this, and what I think I will probably do is credit you with a gift card for a stamp and die set of your choosing, because I was going to do the stamp set that I'm going to use today, but some of you might already have it because it's been a very popular stamp set. So rather than do that, thinking off the top of my head now, I will give you a gift card to buy a stamp and coordinating die set, and throw in obviously the shipping as well. So you can order the stamp and die set that you want. And then the other prize that will be up is I will give away the card that I make today as well. So 2 options to win, and all you have to do is say hello. That would be great. And if you have any crafty friends who may not know that we've gone live today and might be interested in one of those prizes, then do share this, get them to comment. I will be drawing the winner after we are finished on the live. So you have to have made a comment during the live for me to select, because I think that's only fair, isn't it? If you've been here and you've been watching and helping me craft today, then you should be involved in the prize draw. So shall we have a look at the goodies that I've got here that I'm thinking about using today, and then we can you can help me put this together, I think. So hello Amanda, how are you? Right, let's select the right camera. It's not that bright in here, is it? Shall I try a bit more light? Let's try a little more light. Not that I don't think it's going to make the slightest bit of difference. It's that kind of funny time in the evening where it's daylight enough, but probably not quite enough for it to be super bright in here. Okay, I also have a cup of tea, which is very, very British. So, cheers, everyone. I've been looking forward to that cup of tea for quite some time. Okay, so what I've got in front of me, Tanya says, good, thanks, put my orders in this morning, a fabulous sale. Oh, fantastic. I'm so glad that you've managed to get something. It is a really good sale. I've put lots and lots of stuff in there, stuff that we haven't had as sale items before as well. So hopefully, there's something in there that you guys perhaps haven't seen before, or you might not already have in your collection, and you're thinking, do you know what, I'm going to get that, because at the price you can't really afford to miss it. So, and the sale runs until midnight on Monday, so that you don't have to panic buy. Some items will be lower in stock than others, but you have got until Monday at midnight to fill your baskets with some goodies. If you do happen to place an order for the sale items, and you perhaps wanted to buy other items using maybe one of our design team's codes, you can't use the 2 codes together. So if you wanted to make those purchases separately, and just let me know that you've done that in your, perhaps add a message to your order, I can remove one of the postage charges for you, so that I'll send them both out together, so you can benefit from that if that's what you wanted to do. So right, that's all of the housekeeping out of the way. These are what we're going to be using today. So I have obviously my Queen for the Day stamp set. So this obviously wasn't designed at all for the coronation, but we could adapt it for that. And instead of having a queen for the day, we could have a king for the day. So I think I'm going to do a little bit of a spin on this, because I think that would be quite cool. And I think I'm either going to use this little chap here, or the one on the little plush pillow, because I think that's really cute. I also thought that the balloons in the Love is in the Air stamp set might be quite cool to have in the background, for a bit of a celebration. Doing those in red, white and blue I think would look really very cool. So I did quite like the idea of having a bit of a big bunch of balloons behind there. I've got the movie star stencil to do a little bit of background stenciling, again in kind of the themes of blue, red and white. And then I have the Celebrate die set. So these two items are in the sale, so you can get these at 70% off, which is awesome. These retail, I think, at full price, $5.95. So if anybody knows how to do the maths, 70% off that is nothing. It's very, very low price. So I think you know that's a real bargain. The Celebrate die set is awesome. We've got these lovely scalloped dies here, and then we've also got the Celebrate sentiment in the middle. So that could be quite a cool one, because obviously we're celebrating the coronation, aren't we? So I'm just trying to work out what size I actually want to do my card base here and how I want to put it all together. And you know that I tend to work from the background up, and I like to just place everything on my card base so that I can visualize what it is that I'm trying to achieve. So I want to use the largest of the Celebrate dies, and this is actually half of I want to say it's a 10 by 8 size. Let me get my ruler here. So that is 7, and that is 5. So it'll be 10 by 7, won't it? So, and what I've done is I've cut it in half down the middle. So I would have had 2 5 by 7 size cards that are top folding. Hope that makes sense. So this is not my usual card size. My usual card size is an A6 size, which is just a little bit shorter than 4 by 6, or a little bit smaller. So that's this size. Now the Celebrate die, I hope you can see that because they are white on white, is just slightly smaller than that card base. So that's the 4 by 6. So if I take that off there, you can see that a little bit better. So my choices are, do I only want this little bit showing around the outside, or would I rather have a little bit more showing? So if I use this card base, I can trim it down so it's a bit more of a bespoke size. And I feel like I might want to do that. Just gives me a little bit more on the outside showing. And I want to cover this in a navy blue or a royal blue, so that that's peeking out the outside. So I think I might do that. And then with the Love Is in the Air stamp set, my thoughts were, let's grab this and let's have a look. I'll pop that in the middle there. That's going to look really cute. And it makes such a nice focal point, doesn't it? And then we have the little queen for the day. Oh. See, my thought was he or she, well, he, because he's going to be a king, he's going to sit in front of all of his balloons, you see. You could even have a couple of sets, but I think maybe just one set of balloons just poking out from behind would be quite cute. And then we could either go with, so this is a Celebrate that I've already cut out. We could have the Celebrate going across the balloons there, quite like that. And then the other sentiments that we've got, pamper yourself, you are perfect, hope your day is perfect, time to relax. And then we've also got the Queen for the day. So those sentiments could go on the inside of the card, which would be quite cool. And I might do a little bit of masking off of this to change the Queen to, say, King. And I can use some of our stamps, our alphabet stamps. And I'm going to check which ones we've got in the sale. I think we've got the Clyde Alphas in the sale. Let me have a look. Because that would be very cool, wouldn't it, if we had? Let's have a look. This is where I can never remember. Coronation collection. Let's have a look. What have we got in here? We've got a lot, so we've got some loads of dies in here. Fabulous dies. We've got the Celebrate frame dies. We've got the Cloud dies, the Perfect Seam Builders. We've got the Tulip add-on. We've got the Mountain Seam Builders. Come on, where am I? So we've got the Tall Alphas. I've found those. We've got the Tippy Tappy Typewriter, so they're great. They will work. They would be the right size, actually, now I'm thinking about it. So, yes, I don't think the Clyde ones are in there. I can't see them at the moment. But we do have the Tippy Tappy Typewriter. And actually, I think the Tippy Tappy Typewriter ones are the right size. So let's pop those back. So these are the typewriter stamp sets. You've got the lowercase and the uppercase, and then they can go. I'll use the uppercase to create the word king over the top of the day. Ah, perfect. Right, okay. We have a plan. We have a plan. Let's try it and see what happens. So, like I say, I want to use this as my card base, but I do want to cut it down. Pop my stamps to one side as well, because we're not going to use those just yet. So I'm going to cut my card base down first. I think that's my plan, so that I know just how much I need to cover. So I'm going to use my die as a bit of a guide. So let's pop that in place. And I'm just going to line this up into here. Chop off that end, and then we'll do the same. Just use the die to help me figure out how much I want to take off. There we go. Hopefully I've not taken too much off now. So I've made myself a little bit of a bespoke card base, but it just means I've got a little bit more around the outside, which I think looks nice. So pop that to one side for the minute, because I am just going to look for some of my blue cardstock here. So I do have some navy blue, and I did have some really bright blue, which is the blue that I really wanted. What have I done with that? Let me see if I can find it. Here it is. So this is more of the kind of royal blue that I had in mind. This is not Time for Tea cardstock, unfortunately. This is I'm not quite sure. I got it from a craft show, so this has just been in my stash. But actually, this is for making card bases from. So it's sized to make a 6x6. Is that? I think, yeah, that'll be a 6x6 card base. But I'm going to use it for the purposes of strengthening my card here. Rather than making a full card base out of the coloured cardstock, I can just use the bit that I actually need. So what I will do is, oh, okay, I don't know my own strength. Let's pop some glue onto here, and then we'll get this cut to size. So what is everybody up to then today, and what are you up to this weekend? Will you be watching the coronation? Is anybody watching this weekend? And are any of you celebrating the National Scrapbooking Day? I'd love to know what you guys are up to. I'm going to be, tomorrow my plans are, I am going to watch the Coronation, I think. I think I will give that a bit of a watch while I'm doing a bit of designing for the next release. So that'll be quite a relaxing day, watching the king be crowned, and then doing a little bit of designing as well. Hello, goodbye. Anthony just popped in to say goodbye because he's off to play football this evening. So yeah, hopefully he will come back injury free. He's laughing in the background because he doesn't ever come back injury free. So definitely shouldn't be playing football with an injured knee and an injured hip, but you know, won't listen to me, so there you go. Laura Ann says we will watch later in the day as the kids are keen to watch it but have swimming lessons in the middle of it. So I've done a similar thing, Laura, just in case you do end up, life, you know, ends up taking priority, which it probably will do. And so I put it on record. So then if I do happen to be doing something else, I can watch it later on rather than watching it in the moment. Plus, which might be a little bit cheeky to say, but if you don't watch it live, you watch it afterwards, you can fast forward through some of the more boring bits. You know, like when they're just waiting for things to happen and nothing's really happening yet, you can just tootle on through those bits, can't you? That's the beauty of having being able to stream your TV, which we couldn't do back in the day, could we? But thankfully now we can. So I'm just trying to see if I've got a scrap of paper or cardstock that is bigger than my die that I've already got, you know, a scrap of, but I don't know if I've got any pieces that are big enough, so I might have to go for a fresh piece. So let me grab a fresh bit of cardstock here. There we go. So, because I need one that's to cut out I'm going to cut this out in white, you see. So let's just give this a little trim. Laura says that she will be scrapping with the telly on as well. Oh, excellent. So yeah, I love that. Doing a bit of crafting while watching. And Susan says planning to make birthday cards for your aunt and hopefully some photography. You like to photograph wildlife, don't you? So is that what you're looking to be doing tomorrow? You like? I know that you do you have a beautiful garden and wildlife in your garden. I think it's in your garden. Am I right in thinking that? Have I got that totally wrong? And then Laura is saying, I think it's on iPlayer, so you can watch after, but we'll double check. Although seeing your nails, I might need to fit in painting mine too. Is this a micro French? Yes, so it is. I've just literally done the tips. Mine are ready for doing again, so I might also do mine while I'm watching the Coronation as well. But yeah, they are they're gel nails with a micro tip in the green. And I have to say I wasn't sure about doing the green, but I actually really like it. I think it just looks really really fresh. So I might go for the green again, I'm not sure. Sorry about the noise there from the machine. I haven't done any scrapbooking for ages, Laura. I really need to get back into it, you know, because I do love it so much. So if I can get, you know, a bit of peace and quiet for a bit, I might actually have a go at doing some. I really want to scrap our last little holiday that we had. We went for a mini break to Palma Nova in Spain, and it was absolutely wonderful. We only went for a few days, and it was in, oh, when was it? Was it March we went? It feels like such a long time ago, March, but yeah, that probably was when it was. And we only went for 4 days, 4 or 5 days, and it was so good. We loved it, and I thought I'd really love to scrap that, but I bet I won't get a chance. But you know, I'll keep trying. The thing with you know, the stuff, the bits that we've got from a scrapbooking point of view, the hope is that they help make it that little bit of a quicker process, so that you can just do some quick pages in your album, and then and document them and move on. So I need to practice what I preach and have a go at doing that for definite. So this is going to be my background. I've just trimmed down that bit of cardstock that I have, because this is lovely super smooth cardstock. I'm going to use this to stamp my images. Susan says yes, some wildlife, mainly at local nature reserve. I nearly said a local nature reserve. Yeah, you take fabulous photos, absolutely gorgeous ones. So that will be a lovely weekend, providing it doesn't rain for you. Emma says I'm having my hair dyed to get rid of the greys tomorrow and going to an agility competition on Sunday. So another agility competition. Good luck with that. I definitely need to get my roots done. I think I'm booked in a couple of weeks. So I'm hanging on for dear life at the moment, because yeah, I want to wait until then. And I've got this I don't know if you guys have seen them, the little root sprays that you can get. It's like a little can, like hairspray, but it's got you know, colour, like a dye in it, that you can just spray onto your scalp, and then, onto your like hairline where the greys might be showing, and just cover them up temporarily until you can go and have a full dye done. That's what I use. That's a little secret there. That's you know. Should I have shared that? I'm not sure. So let's do some stars. So I'm going to do some stars on the background, but I don't want these to stand out too much, because we're going to be I want the images to be the first, obviously be the focal point. So I'm going to turn this the right way. It doesn't really matter, but it kind of does. Yeah, I mean, it works either way round, really, doesn't it? So I don't know why I was fussing with putting it the right way up, but it's just a thing. So I'm going to use tumbled glass, because it's a really nice pale blue. It won't be too much in your face, and it won't take away from what we're trying to do. I was considering doing like maybe reds or something, but I think that will be too bright. So I'm going to keep the blues in the background, and then we'll use pops of red in the foreground on our images, is my thought process. You're very welcome, Susan. And Laura says, whilst I love fussing for hours over a page, it needn't take long. I know, this is once you get involved, well, I think with a lot of thick crafts, and it's the same with paper crafting, I think, is that sometimes it's just the pure getting started sometimes that's the biggest challenge, because you kind of think, oh well, I've not got a lot of time, and I don't want to spend ages doing something, and I've got a blank page, I don't really know what to do. And then once you get started, all of a sudden, it's like time just is immaterial, because you could craft for hours then, and something that was going to be simple, I'm just going to do a quick job, I'm just going to do some simple scrapbooking, or I'm going to do some simple card making. Well, you know, you've watched me doing this live for long enough, some of you, that I think, oh, it's going to be really simple, it's going to take me half an hour and a half later I'm still faffing with it because I've got so in the zone and I'm loving what I'm doing that I just don't want to stop. So I think that can, you know, it can, you just sometimes just need to start, don't you? You just need to get some, if that's might be you stamp an image and colour that in, or you cut up all of your photos, or you you write out a couple of journaling cards as prompts for a scrapbooking page, or you do some stencil some backgrounds, and then all of a sudden something else will come to mind and you'll be inspired to keep going, and that's how I lose hours and hours of my time, basically. Because you just get in the zone with it, don't you? So like I said, the biggest obstacle to anything is just getting started, I think. Once you've got over that, it will, and even if you think, I still don't know what I'm going to make, I don't know what card I'm going to create today, or I don't know what project I'm going to do, but I am going to sit and I'm going to stamp a load of images and I'm just going to colour them in. I'm just going to have fun colouring them. At least you've done something. The same with my scrapbooking. I think if I just sit and print out my photos that I want to use and cut them to size, get them in my album, I'll then be like, right, now I feel creative and I want to add a journaling card, I want to add some embellishments, I want to maybe add some flip ups and some different interactive elements, and really start creating something that is, more than what it started as. I don't know if I'm making sense, but I think that, yeah, it is just the getting started that's the key. So I have just said that I'm not going to make this too bold in the background, and I really don't want to do that. But I do think a few little splatters on this background are going to be quite cool, and I'm debating in my head whether to do them in a red or in a blue, or a red and a blue. So I'm just looking up here. I've got a really good red ink actually that I haven't used. Sorry, my arm is right in shot there while I reach up for it. So this is some Memento Love Bug, and it's in a beautiful red. I feel like my jumper looks red on the screen. It's not. It's actually pink. This is a lovely red. So I'm going to use my acrylic block here and squidge some of that onto the block, and let's grab a brush and just water this down. So this won't be super red because I'm watering it down now. I feel like I do need to move things out of the way because otherwise they will all end up red. But then let's just do, oh yes, so a few splatters. That I'm liking. Just a few more splatters, and because like I say, we've watered it down, it's going to dry back a little bit more pinky, I guess, which I'm a big fan of. So I'm going to leave it at that because we don't want to go too crazy with it. Put that back in there. Get little bit of kitchen roll that I can just clean my acrylic block with. So we'll do that. My cup of tea has gone cold now, which is very annoying because I was enjoying that cup of tea. I mean, what's better than doing some Coronation crafting with a cup of tea? But I think that looks really, really pretty now. It looks really pretty with just the background, with the stars. This is the movie star stencil. If you've been looking for it online, it's the movie star stencil. And yeah, it looks great as it is. But I think sometimes just a little bit of a splatter of ink in either in a tone-on-tone colour or contrasting colour, either one works. I think it does just make such a difference. So I'll pop that in there. Right, so let's do some stamping and colouring in now. So, bits of fluff everywhere. Right, so I've got, and this is almost dried already, which is pretty cool. So let's get our bit of cardstock here, and I'm going to grab my stamping platform, my go-to. Just move that out of the way while we do this bit. Okay, so the stamps that we've chosen are the Love is in the Air balloons, and then our little cat on the plush cushion. So I'm going to rearrange these on here so that I'm not using up quite as much cardstock there. That's better, isn't it? And because I'm going to be using my alcohol markers, I'm going to use some of my Memento Tuxedo Black ink for the stamping. So I'm just pouncing that on top. And I've not mentioned this for a long time, but the pouncing of the ink is the best way to get the coverage that you need. Don't squidge it, if that makes sense. I know you guys are all pretty regulars to this and know a lot of this already, but I do think for new people who might be watching, it's always good to just, you know, explain some of those things, because we don't always do that because we think everybody already knows it, but they perhaps don't already know it. So, and that's the other good thing about, you know, using the stamping platform and using the technique of just pouncing it on there, because you can just go over any areas that you think you've missed again, because your stamping platform is going to hold it in place. So just clean off these stamps. I'm not going to stamp the other sentiment at this stage, because I think I'm going to stamp that directly on the inside of the card in a coloured ink, because I think that will look really cute. So, and remind me to do that before we start putting things on the front of the card, because that's when, you know, it'll be much harder to stamp on the inside when there's something already on the outside. And I always forget that, and then it's too late, and then we have to, I mean, the thing is, you can obviously just stamp it on another piece of cardstock and then stick that on the inside, but I think it will look better if it's done directly onto the inside of the card. So let's get these little chaps. Actually, having said all of that to you, I'm going to do it now because then I can use my stamping platform. So I'm just wondering which way am I going to do it. I'll do it this way because it should still stay open like so. So we're going to stamp like so. That should work, even though this is hanging over the outside edge. We should still be able to get that to work. So the plan was to take the Queen for a Day stamp. So we've got, what else have we got? I might also do the other little cats at the bottom. There we go. So we're going to do that. So cats at the bottom here, Queen for the Day in the middle. Just checking that that is pretty central. I think that's quite a good job I've done there. So I'm going to take my my washi tape now. A few people are joining us. Claire's here late again. Don't worry, we've not done too much so far. And by commenting, you are taking part in the competition. So this is a good point as new people are joining us. Shani's here as well. She had a late finish at work, and she's watching while she's walking the dog. Be careful, don't fall over. So I'm just going to cover this sentiment up while I'm chatting to you with this washi tape. And if you're just joining us, by commenting, you are taking part in a competition to win a stamp set and die set of your choosing, or the completed card that I make today. So yes, so please do comment. Send to your friends, crafty friends, share it, get them to comment. We want you to be part of the competition to win one of those prizes. Susan's saying, do you ever use gel pens for scrapbooking? So in what regard do you mean? Because I do. But obviously gel pens can be, they can smear. So it depends where and how you're going to be using them. So if I'm using like a journaling card on, perhaps on cardstock like this, which is, it's matte and the gel will dry onto it nicely, then yes, I could make a journaling card out of this. I could write on it with my gel pen, absolutely fine. If I was trying to do it on a photo, then that probably wouldn't work. It would depend on the pen that you're using. Laura might be able to advise. Oh, colouring in stamps. I haven't done, but yes, you absolutely could do that. I don't see why not. Right, now then. I'm having a little moment while I think about what I'm doing here. I'm going to do the inside of my card. I've not used this blue, so I'm hoping it's going to be a dark enough blue to make an impact. I'm stamping my little cat, and I'm stamping the bottom of my sentiment here in that blue, and then I'm going to remove the washi tape if I can. So there's no ink on that word Queen. It's only on the bottom bit. And then we'll fold this over. And then we're going to just add a little bit of pressure with our fingers. Claire says she's made the wedding card last night, nice and green like the one that I did. Oh, that's awesome. Have you put a picture, or will you put a picture in the Facebook group so that we can see it, because I bet it looks awesome. So I feel like my For the Day has now gone wonky, although I thought it looked straight before. But I love my little cat. Looks really cute. So let's, now we used to do this quite a lot back in the day, where I would do a little stamping on the inside of the card. I've not done this for quite a while, so I'm liking it. Maybe we should bring that back as a thing. Oh, excellent. So I was going to put a picture up soon. Please, if you haven't already, do share your creations in the Facebook group. Join the Time for Tea Friends Facebook group as well, if you haven't already, because we share lots on there between us. So for the king bit, I am going to use a small acrylic block, and then grab my tippy tappy typewriter, because these are like little typewriter keys in my head. I'm going to use the red Memento, and the reason that I'm using the Memento ink, oh goodness, if I could get it to stand up, that would be great, rather than my usual distress inks, is because these are more, the ink will be more, it will be more pigmented. So the I'm going to do the I and the N first, I think. So what I'm doing here is I'm making sure that everything is going to fit, so that I know where to place everything. So yes, the goodness, it'd help if I could speak, wouldn't it? The distress inks are a little bit chalkier, and again, are not really made for stamping as such. They are much better for ink blending and doing your stenciling. So for that reason, I wouldn't use them to stamp my sentiments or image if I've got an alternative. Sometimes the colours that I need, I want to use my my distress ink. So it is, you know, you have to do a little bit of experimenting, I guess. So I'm doing a bit of experimenting with where I'm going to put all my letters. I'm going to do them one at a time, because that means that I can really position them closer together that way. So we're going to do an N first. Then I know I'm not going to be too kind of I'm not going to run out of space or do things too bunched up if you start in the middle and then work your way out. So I'll do the G, and the great thing about alpha dies is this exact thing, because you can take an existing sentiment and personalize it and make it your own. So then any sentiment that you want, you've got at your fingertips, quite literally. So sorry if my head keeps bobbing into view. So that is pretty good. I mean, it's not perfectly central. It's not as perfect as if I'd made the stamp for you to say King for the Day, but I think that looks pretty cool. I'm pretty happy with that. And what we can do as well, while we're thinking about it, I'm just going to pop these little tiny lovely stamps back in their home before I forget them. and then lose them, because you definitely don't want to lose any of these, because you'll not be able to spell the word that you want if you do. So we'll pop these back in their little home. And then king for the day, I think, so we could either use the little the diamonds, but I'm sure somewhere in my stamp stash I'll have got some little stars. So I'm going to have a quick little gander, little flick through. I know for definite that in some of our let's have a look here. Some of our stamp sets. See, we've got some stars there, look. So that's a good one. Let's have a look at. We've got stars in that one and stars in that one. So in a lot of our memory keeping sets, we do have some stars. So we've got some in, this is the Santa Stop Here stamp set, and that's got a couple of different size stars. And then this is the Details stamp set, and we've got a couple of different stars there. So I'm inclined to use a couple of different sizes, because I think that looks nice to just mix things up. And I think this is a really cool idea, just to just add a little bit of decoration to the inside of your card. Laura says that she always does her individual letter stamps wonky. Yeah, but I don't really think that matters too much. I don't think anybody really minds. Because at the end of the day, it's a handmade card, isn't it? So, I don't think anybody really minds. So let's add in a blue star just there, and then pop that one back. And then, like I say, in the Santa Stop Here set, have this little tiny star. Don't forget to, look in your stash for other stamps that you can use, because it's really handy to be able to do that. There we go. That is actually bit of a, yeah, let's put that one there. Odd numbers are better. I like an odd number of stars. So, right, outside, inside decorated, outside next. But this should come together quite nicely now once we've got our images coloured in. So, love that. Love those stamp sets. So those are the two memory keeping stamp sets that we use there. Let's pop those back. I love it when I get an opportunity to use those. Oh goodness. Okay. So that's the inside of our card. Let's grab the some colours for our stamps. So, like I said, I want to do this in red, white, and blue shades. So let's have a think about what a good set of colours. So this is my colouring chart here. Reds wise, I think I'm going to go with R24, R27 and 29. my R27 gone? Is that R27? Yeah, it is. So, blues. I think probably this is a nice colour scheme. B18, isn't it? B16, B18, B12 I'm going to go with. There we go. And then obviously we're using white. So we're obviously not going to use white because there is no white, but I'm going to use C1 and C3 for that. Sorry, no I'm not. I'm using C0 and C1 for that. Obviously we've got our little cat here. I think I will probably make him a grey cat. So let's go with some N shades of grey. And 7. A lot of my N shades seem to have gone a little bit dry, so I think I may be struggling with these guys, but we'll persevere. Also, I can't see for looking, so these are the colours that I've got at the moment. N0, N5 and N7. I really could do with an N3 in the middle of there. That's giving me some stress that I don't actually have that. To hand, is it in my set of colours that are a bit dry? Yes, it is. We'll give it a whirl. These are my to be replaced markers that I've had to put to one side. Hello Jess, how are you? Colour chart, I love them. I do love a colour chart. Tanya's here as well. Hello. I keep looking at Copics, but I already have lots of alcohol markers, but I think I need more. I am addicted to the Copic markers. They are my absolute favourite. They are an investment, but they do last an awfully long time, and the quality of them is, I think, is second to none. So it is, you know, but it is an investment, so I get it. And when you've already invested so much, it's tough, isn't it? But once I switched to these, I had every pro marker going, and I sold them all because I love these so much. Jess says, cute cat with a crown. I wish we were crowning a cat tomorrow to be our royal leader. I think that would be much better, Jess. I absolutely agree with you on that one. So let's have a little go at colouring some of these hearts in, shall we? I'm trying to decide whether to start with lightest or darkest. I'm going to go darkest, and I'm just going to start with a red balloon at the very front, and then I'm going to try and mix it up as best I can. Obviously there's going to be some overlap, but that's fine. I'm not going to try and do anything too fancy, so I'll try and show you what I'm doing at the same time. So this is the R27, and I'm going to use this as my mid shade, but then my lightest shade is the R24, and I'm going to use that at the very top. So I'm not trying to do anything too, you know, groundbreaking with my shading. I don't think you need to. You've got the lovely shape of the balloon, bit of depth at the bottom. We'll use a white gel pen to make it stand out that little bit more. That is all I'm interested in doing at this stage. So I think we'll do blue here. So I'm going to use blue, the darkest blue at the darkest point. Sorry, this is B18. Keep doing that, don't I? and then I'm going to go in with the B16 just to fluff out those edges. And then my lightest shade is the B12, which is quite a bit lighter, so don't panic, but I do want to make that look a little bit, I guess, a little bit lighter than it actually is. So I'm going to go back in with that B16, soften the edges a little, and if you go back in and work that edge again, that will soften down and just make a really nice blend there. I think then my thoughts are to go blue here, so we'll go for a blue, darker blue where the overlap is. And I think these balloons are going to look so fun in the red, white and blue. So B16 is the KN blue. Oh, yeah, is it KN blue? Oh, I've got a cat. Hi, who's this? Come to visit us. Are you going to come and do a little bit of a photo bomb? Hello. Sorry, I talk to my cat. I'm quite crazy, but she does talk to me. Oh no, this is my little boy. Well, big boy. Hello. What can we do for you? You've come to help us do some crafting. Say hello to everyone. Say hi. This is Arnie. If you haven't met him, he's trying to drink the water that I've used to do my ink splashing with, which is not a good idea, Arnie. That is not recommended. So I'm just going over this bit of this overlap here. Did you not like that? And then we can go back over this with that lighter blue and just take that right back to the edge. And then finally we'll go back with the B12. And I'm just smudging those edges with my with the tip of my brush, and that's one of the reasons why I like the Copic markers so much, is because they have that brush tip. So if you've got other markers with other brands and they've got a brush tip, then you're definitely onto a winner, because I think it's the brush tip that makes a really big difference to your ability to blend. So you don't have to go with the Copics, because I know that the is it a hoo-hoo? They do some brush tipped markers, which are pretty cool. They just don't do the range of colours, in my view, that they need to yet, but I'm sure they probably will. So hello there. Oh, Jesse's saying hi to the kitty. Hello, Khan. Hi, I'm new here looking for a wife and you're single. Oh, I don't think that you are really here in the right place, I'm going to say. So, yeah, we may have to remove that comment. If any administrators are in the group, I'd very much appreciate that. If we could remove Khan's comment. Interesting. So I've gone with blue, red. I'm thinking then, trying to think this through logically. Red, I would like to do red here. This is going to give me an overlap here, isn't it? So what's our plan? Do I do a red? If I did a red here, then we've got 2 white and a red there. That could possibly, and I could do another blue there. Right, okay. Thinking this through, I think we could have an overlap of a red there or a blue there. Yeah, let's do so. We're going to go with red here. It's a funny place, isn't it? Facebook and YouTube. You get all kinds of characters. So, our lightest shade then on the top. And I might just go back over that because that's created a little bit of a line. So I'm going to soften the line by going back over with the mid-tone. That's better. And then pull that back with the R24. That's lovely. So we can either do blue at the back there or we can do blue at this side, and I think I'm going to go with blue at this side, leave the center one white. And if you do have any sort of issues with bleeding, or you might have gone into your white area with blue or red, I've got a little bit over the line there. Don't worry, because we're going to go over those the white areas with a little bit of shading in the grey. So because we do still need to make them look a little bit more 3D. So I'm going to go over those anyway, and then after that, if there are still some bits that are not as clean as you would like, you can go over them with your white gel pen. So just smoothing that. So Jess says watching me colour makes you want to colour. That's really cute. I do love watching other people colour in. It is funny, isn't it? And it does make you want to colour. And I think an image like this with the balloons, it's just perfect one to sit and just lose yourself in colouring. That's definitely what I can do with this. Just get totally sidetracked and lost for time. So nice little array of coloured balloons. Claire says I'm looking carefully as I was colouring the balloons last night. So again, was this part of the previous card that you were making, where you were using the wedding car? So I've made a little bit of an area there that's I've gone over. So this is the C0, sorry, and I'm just going to go into this area where there's a little bit of overlap, and I'm going to use that to create the tiniest bit of shading, but I don't want to make my white balloons grey. So the C0 is very good because it's just the slightest hint of colour that will help give us a little bit of dimension, but shouldn't be so much that it then starts to look like a grey balloon. So again, just where there's some overlap, we're just giving that illusion of shadow and shape. So just do a little bit of a flick out from there. And if you want to soften that a little bit more, then you can just use your blender pen. That'll blend out those edges. You can also use your blender pen to push back any overlapping colour that you might have created. So Maisie, so Arnie's sister is called Maisie, and if you didn't know already, and she loves to play with these little crinkly tin foil toys, and she just brought it up to the door of the craft room and is now chasing it under the door, which is very cute. So Claire says, it's the shading I find hard. Yes, the wedding balloons I tried to shade. So all I would say to you, Claire, is don't try and make it too complicated. So all I've done is start with my darker shade at the bottom and then got lighter as I've gone up towards the top. And you can see that has created this 3D shape. It's not, I've not tried to make it look like a balloon as such. I've just tried to make it look like it's got a little bit of dark and light in there. So hopefully that helps a bit. The cushion then for our little cat, I'm going to make red, I think, because we've got more blue going on in the background. So I'm thinking maybe red, a nice plush red cushion, but then it might have some blue tassels, I'm going to say. So I'm just using the darker red around those edges. Oh, I hope you can hear this little cat because she's so cute. And then we'll just soften the edge with the mid-tone. So we're starting to bring those edges together. This cat's too cute. And then the lightest shade in the middle. For the little tassels, just do the B18, sorry, and then the B16. There we go. Okay, so we're getting there. And don't forget, if you have only just joined us, there is a competition to win the card that I'm making today. So just say hello and comment. Or the other prize that's up for to win is a stamp and die set of your choosing. So do enter. All you have to do is just comment, say hello, let me know that you're there. And then we can, yeah, you might win a prize. So for my little cat here, one of my eyes has just gone very, very dry. So I'm sorry that I just went a bit quiet there. So this is the N3 shade, which at the moment is a little bit dry for me. So I'm just going to do as best I can to get as much colour out of this as I possibly can, and I'm going to use the grey around the face here, but leave the face white, and do the body's going to be in this grey, but she's going to have a little white chest as well. And then we'll leave the tip of the tail and the little feet can also be white. And then the N5, I'm going to use this to add a little bit of tiger stripes. Just do a few little lines on there. And then we can go in with the even darker N7 just to add a little bit more, just in the center of those little triangle little squiggles that we've done, and that'll just make them a little bit brighter. And then I can go back in with this N3, which is, like I say, it's pretty dry. Definitely need a new one, but it's just going to soften out those little tiger stripes that we've just made so they don't look quite as harsh. Isn't he? And then his nose, I think we'll do his nose a bit pink. What colour shall I use for his ears? Some R21's quite a nice little pink, isn't it? Yeah, so we'll use R21, his ears and his nose, and then his little cheeks. R21, R22, a little bit darker, so we'll just do that in there. The N0, really, we don't really need to use that much, just going to add a little bit of extra shading, maybe a few little tufts. It's quite cute, isn't it? And then for the crown, nice bright yellow is definitely required. So 15 and 17. Let's have a look. Oh, throwing my pens about. So a bit of some nice golden crown for our little kingly cat. There we go. And I think I'm gonna do. Should we do red or blue? I really want to do blue, so I'm gonna do blue. I just really wanted to do blue, so I did. Let's pop these back in their little homes so they don't come rolling around. Okay, let's trim this down. Trim out both of those little images, and then I'm going to grab my little die cutting machine here. It's my little craft buddy, and we need to cut out these balloons and our little cat, and then we're pretty much going to be there and thereabouts, aren't we? So I will do a little bit of white gel pen onto these images because I love doing that, as you know, and it just makes the images really pop. But I like to do that after after I've done my die cutting, because if I've not waited long enough for it to dry, when I pop it through the die cutting machine, it is going to smudge my gel pen. Jess says, looking super cute, such lovely colouring of the King Kitty. Thank you, Jess. I do love colouring a kitty in, as you know. So that's that. So I know we've had a few later arrivals. What are you guys up to for the Coronation weekend? My mum and dad have actually gone to visit my uncle in Reading. I think he lives near Reading, and they're obviously going to watch it on the TV together. But my cousins are going to be there as well. I'm really a little bit bummed that we couldn't go too, but it's just time and things make it tough for everybody to get together, doesn't it? But yeah, it's going to be a nice little family gathering. So is anybody else getting together with family and celebrating with family? Oh, I know what we need to do. We need to cut out the sentiment celebrate, but I need to figure out what colour I want to do it. So that's why I've not really considered it just yet, because I do need to work out the colour scheme. So those are my little images. Loving those. That to one side, because we will be using that. So we've now got the basis of our card here. So we've got our background with our stars and our cute little background splatters, and then we're going to have that set of balloons just there, and our little cat with those balloons. Oh, that's really cute. So I did have, where's my little sample? So this is the Celebrate sentiment, cut out of black cardstock a few times and layered up. So I was going to pop the Celebrate across the front of the card there, but I need it to stand out, don't I? So I either do, I'm thinking I'm going to do a metallic colour cardstock, and this, well, not metallic, but a glittery cardstock. So this is kind of a pinky sparkly white, and it's absolutely stunning. I love this. This is in I think it's in our Celebrate pack of cardstock, actually. So I'm just going to have a look, see if I've got a piece, a smaller piece that I can use. I think I've only got gold, which is I have got a really small piece, but I think it might be too small. Let's have a look. So this is my little stash of cardstock. So yeah, I think that's just going to be too small. What a shame that is, but never mind. We will persevere. Now what we can do with this is, rather than cutting it out of several of this cardstock, which obviously is premium rate cardstock, we can cut it out of regular cardstock. I could try cutting it out of foam, but I have a feeling that the foam might be a little bit too thick, and I don't want it to squish, but I'm definitely up for trying it. So never say never. That's somebody's motto, isn't it? Right, that through there, and then I've got my little scraps of foam here. This is definitely going to be a nice scrap of foam that we can use. So let's grab this. So hello Annalisa, your mum wants to watch it, but it would be 1 AM, so she will watch it on a replay. I think a lot of us are watching it on replay, Annalisa, to be honest. Laura says shiny. Ooh, shiny. It is very shiny. I mean, I quite like the black, but it doesn't really pop. The other thing that you could do is you could kind of stagger it against a white background. But let's try this first. So I'm just going to pop, because I mean, what's the worst that could happen? We just save it for another project, don't we? There is nothing wasted. So even if we don't use it now, we may use it another time. Okay. Let's pop this one out. Yeah, that's looking really nice. So, I mean, you could pop that against the black or against a different colour. So that looks quite cool, doesn't it? Is it too white though and not going to stand out? Let's have a look. Yeah, maybe it needs to be more red. Right. Okay. So this is, you guys can help me with this decision. That's my red option. I do have a beautiful red sparkles somewhere. I don't think there's much sparkly red than that somewhere. Where is it? What have I done with that? I do have some lovely sparkly red somewhere. She says. I've hidden it from myself. I did have some sparkly red. Sure I did. Yes, here we go. It must be around here. There it is. So this is super duper sparkly. I think that's fit for a king. Let's try this, shall we? Gold to match the crown. You see, gold to match the crown could work, and I have got some gold. So we're gonna try three options and see which one we like the best. And then if not, I've got 3 different celebrates already die cut, ready to use. The gold could definitely work. And like I say, I've got a lovely shiny gold. So, yes. Decisions. Are we liking the way it looks so far? With the little guy in his cushion. I think it's pretty cute, isn't it? Oh, hi there. You brought me a toy. Maisie's just come in and dropped a toy behind my chair. Very sweet. Does anybody else's pets bring them their toys? Because Rosie used to do it. Maisie does it. Arnie doesn't do it. Clyde never did it. So we were thinking, is this a girl cat thing? Is this something that girls do? So, and then I've got, you see, I'm thinking you were right. You were right, Laura. I'm thinking gold. Everybody's voting for gold. So I have red, white, and gold now in my options. Where's my scissors? How shiny is this gold? It's so gorgeous. What have you done with it? Oh, you've dropped it there. Let's pop this through. think then we may have made our decision. She brought me a toy and then she's gone away. So I think that was her giving me a little present. And then, yeah, then she's gone. It's so sparkly, Tanya. It's gorgeous. So, and I don't, to be honest with you, I'm not sure if this company is still around. And they're called Strawberry Moon. If anybody knows of them, but they do the most amazing sparkly card. It is really stunning. I've put my die away, and actually I still need it, don't I? This is a lovely, lovely sentiment die as well. The Celebrate looks so gorgeous. You can see that it's cut really well, even though it's cut through some pretty thick glitter card. It still cut it perfectly. So my concern is that it won't. The foam will squidge and end up bigger than the sentiment. So this is where you have the option of using layers of cardstock instead, because they don't squidge when they go through the die cutting machine. Laura says Theo the Budgie just steals my toys and disappears with them. That's really cute. She's just so cute. She brings, you know, at when we were in bed, we might be laid in bed watching telly, and she'll just suddenly appear. She'll make like a little cute trilling noise, and she'll run into the bedroom like 100 miles an hour, and then just drop a toy, and just look at you, and you just, yes, and what do you want me to do? She's just, I just hear her trilling now in the background. It's a really cute noise. So that has cut out really, really beautifully. And I don't know, I don't think it's squidged too much, has it? So because we've done it in the smaller machine, the pressure perhaps isn't so great that it's going to, it's enough obviously to cut it perfectly, but isn't going to be so much that it then flattens the die cut so much. So I've got glittery cardstock everywhere. I've got all kinds of things happening. So let's try popping some of this away. Then we can finish our lovely card off here. I don't know where I'm trying to pop that. Let's pop it in there. Shall we try sticking this together? And see if this works. Because I think we've decided that gold is the way to go, haven't we? I think we have. I'm going to use my reverse action tweezers here just to hold on to my sentiment, so that I can add my blobs of glue without getting them stuck all over me. So a few little blobs of glue onto there, and then just going to position that pretty much over the top, and then because I'm using wet glue, I can just wiggle it into place a little bit. Some of that glue might squidge out a little bit, but it'll dry clear, so don't worry yourselves too much about that. So let's pop that just bit of finagling, as we say, till that glue starts to dry, and then press it a little bit more into place. Covered in glue. Put the lid on there. So now we've got our celebrate with some dimension, which is perfect. So let's start building this up now while that dries. So for our background, I am going to pop this up because the more dimension the better. This is a coronation card after all. So let's pop this up with a bit of my extra wide foam tape. Now, while I've got you all here, I'm going to make you work for a living and ask you, what else would you like to see from Time for Tea Designs? So, in terms of what you'd like to see on the website, what products you'd like us to bring to you, what is it that you would really, you'd like to see more of, or something that we don't do already that you'd think you'd like to see, different products and things. What is it that you that you really would like to see from us? Because we're always trying to think of new things, new ways of bringing you different crafts. But we don't want to bring you something that you're not interested in. Obviously, we want to do something that you guys are going to be really interested in seeing. So, what would you like to see more of? What would you like to see less of? Other things that you think, oh, I'm just not really in the market for that. It's not really a trend anymore, or let us do. What do you think? So pop that to one side, and let's take the backing off here. So I've just added a few. Obviously, if you saw me there, adding a little bit of extra foam onto my images, because like I say, we're going to go full on sparkle, full on dimension. Although I have added that onto my my balloons, but I'm not 100% sure that's what I wanted to do now. Now I'm thinking about it after the event. No, I definitely do. But then, do I need to remove some of that from the back of my kitty? But I quite like that he's sat forward. So no, I'm just going to leave that. I'm going to leave it. So yeah, hit me with your suggestions. I would like to know what your thoughts are. It's good to keep up with what current trends are and what people are enjoying crafting with. So let's try and pop them as centrally as we can, and then we've got room for our little guy here. Yeah, that works. And I know his head's going to be a little bit popped forward, but I don't mind that. I'm not mad with that. So he's going to sit there. Come on, make him central. There we go. That's as central as I'm going to get him, I think. Now, before I pop my sentiment across the middle, I am going to add some white jelly roll, and I'm going to use my size 08 jelly roll pen. Susan says that she's enjoying art journaling, some materials to help create and finish a page. I've never done any art journaling myself, so that might be something that I would have to look into and research for you. But yeah, things for finishing a page, you'd have to maybe direct me. Tanya says I'd really like a dog stamp and die set, a bit like a Dog's Day Out, so I can add it to a memory book. little individual cute dogs. So we do have a lot of cute individual cats, don't we? But we've not done many dogs. So that's a really good shout. I can definitely have a look at doing that. Again, it's just a little bit of research into different breeds of dogs, or making it kind of almost a generic dog if possible, so that you just add a bit of colour to it to make it your own, which is easy to do with cats. That is a true thing, that it is a bit easier with cats, because you can just do a little cat shape like this guy here, and then depending on how you colour him makes him a different cat. And we do have fluffy versions, as well as our, the short head versions. Got a little bit of blue, I think, onto that. So yeah, that's a really good suggestion. Are there any different products to stamp and dies that people would be interested in? Different types of crafts, different crafting products that you guys are seeing. Definitely be interested in finding out about those. Lauren says some new animals in the stamp set. Jungle, safari themes, some more owls. Owls is a good shout. I don't think I've got any owls in my plans, but I do think I have some jungle and safaris, and a Christmas theme like gnomes. Are you ready for Christmas already? Are we ready for Christmas already? Wow. That is... I know we have to get ahead of the game, don't we? But yeah, I haven't even contemplated the whole Christmas thing yet. So celebrate across there. I think that's going to look really cute. So let's add a little bit of glue to the back of this. So you probably saw me there. I just added a black glaze pen to the eyes of my image. That just makes it pop a little bit. So let's pop that across the middle there. I have added glue, I think, on the back of the C and the E, but that will just dry. We don't need those letters supporting, because there's enough support in the middle, I believe, for that to stand upright. So I think, and I've got two other lovely celebrates. I mean, how awesome. So we can use those on a different project, so we'll just put those to one side. But I do think that the gold stands out, so I'm just going to bring that a bit closer and flash around that gorgeous glittery sentiment. Isn't that gorgeous? Jane says, sorry, I've totally missed the live, had a super long and busy day and just got the kid out of bed. Loving the red and white and blue card joke, fabulous. Oh, thank you, Jane. And you're ready for a rest, just like me. And Laura says, not the C word. But Jess is already ready for Halloween. Goodness me. Let's not wish away summer. We haven't even had summer yet. We need that, don't we? So Tanya says, really lovely card. Jess says, so cute. And then we've got, don't forget, we've got our king for the day on the inside, which is really cute as well. So outside is all of the colours and bling and the dimension, and then inside we've got the red, white and blue king for the day. So there you go, that's our little card for Charlie. So in fact we should call our little cat Charlie there, shouldn't we? So thank you for watching tonight and for taking part in our little competition. Like I say, I will make the draw following the live. I can see all of your comments, so I will just pick 2 names at random. Oh, Annalisa says she's not ready for Christmas yet. Oh, and I've seen a couple more forest animals, like the latest moles. I have got something along those lines, I believe, coming up. And Laura says I have a really specific diary request. Can I message you? Yeah, of course. Send me a message via Facebook is better than YouTube. So I can see you're watching on YouTube. So if you go either via Facebook or Instagram and send me a direct message via one of those 2, then I'll pick that up, Laura. Just catching up on everybody's comments. Jess says he's a proud and cute king. Jane's always ready for Christmas. Wow. And Susan says, lovely, beautiful card. Thank you for the inspiration. Jess says, such a beautiful card. Thank you so much, guys. And thank you so much for watching. Let me change the view. Although I feel like sometimes, do you want to look at me? I don't know. Oh, I feel like I've gone very low down, haven't I? Has my chair gone down? Where's the little handle that brings you up? Let me lift myself up a bit. That's better, isn't it? I shrunk. I think maybe the camera's tilted. Anywho, so yes, thank you everyone for watching. Thank you as well everybody who has looked at the sale and has bought from the sale already. Do check it out if you haven't already. There's still loads and loads of time. 70% off in the Coronation collections. Loads of dies, stamps, stencils, paper pads in there. There's also our spinning caddies in there for 70% off. So if you've had your eye on any of those items and you've not, grabbed one of them yet, then you're going to get them at a really bargain price. The sale runs until Monday at midnight, so you have got plenty of time to get those orders in, and then we will get those packaged and out to you as soon as the bank holiday is over with, because obviously there's no post until Tuesday. So and then we've got the competition. I will let you know tomorrow of the winners of that, because I'm now I'll take some photos of this lovely card that somebody's going to win, and then I will probably go and put my feet up for a little bit, because it's also been a long day at Time for THQ. So yeah, I will let you know tomorrow who the winner of our competition is and who's won that stamp and die set as well. Claire says that Christmas won't be long. I know time is flying by, but let's get some sunshine in first, and then we can definitely get in there for Halloween and then Christmas. Yes, Jess. You see, Jess wants Halloween first. Laura's off to look at the sale. Fantastic. Happy shopping, everyone, and yes, off to the Time for Tea shop. Have a fabulous Coronation weekend. Enjoy shopping the sale. Enjoy everything that you're doing this weekend, whatever plans you've got. And I will see you again next Friday for another crafting live. And yeah, have a really good weekend. Thanks for joining me, guys, and I'll see you soon. Bye. Bye.